In an arid environment like this, the only good way to farm is to get water from underground. While the well might sound like a good idea, it is very difficult to use for irrigation. This led to the invention of the Qanat. The Qanat is basically a well on top of a hill that flows through the hill to a farm at the bottom. It maintains a constant stream of water for irrigation. Qanats are created by making a well in a hill and letting the water from the well flow down through the hill and into wherever it is needed. This provides a constant water source that does not require pumping water out of wells. It also never has a problem with flooding. Qanats are dug from the dry target area towards the mother well. They were originally dug by a person with a pickaxe and another with a bucket. The Qanat is dug from the dry area in order to prevent cave-ins. The most dangerous part of the building of a Qanat is connecting to the mother well. Since the soil around here is damp, cave-ins are common. Even if one avoids the cave-ins, the sudden rush of water when the breakthrough is made can be lethal. This is my Qanat farm. The advantage of using a Qanat instead of a well in this arid environment is that a Qanat uses gravity to get the water to my farm. It requires much less effort on my part and is much more sustainable. Farms like this were first implemented in the Assyrian Empire, but they were invented around 500 BC by mining peoples near modern western Turkey. The invention of Qanat farming led to larger civilizations where none could have been before because it allowed for water for irrigation. This irrigation is what allows large-scale farms and food surplus. Once a civilization has a food surplus, it can advance. Achaemenid rulers had the great idea of promoting Qanat farming through allowing the builders of the Qanats to keep the profits for 5 generations. This allowed for construction of Qanats and long-term government revenue. A Qanat can be traced by the access shafts on the surface. These were dug every 50 to 100 feet in order to haul out the dirt from construction and to allow easy access to the Qanat for maintenance. In the Achaemenid and Sasanian empires, slaves and forced laborers were required to build and maintain the Qanats. In recent Iran, however, a class of professional Qanat builders, or muqannas, were assigned to the Qanats. Since the rate at which the water in a Qanat flows is based on the level of the water table, a Qanat can never use up its resources and therefore will flow indefinitely. This is why Qanats are considered one of the best inventions of their time. Because a Qanat is built off of a well, it can be used for both drinking water and for irrigation. When used for drinking water, one simply goes to the mother well and uses it like any other well. The places in the world that used to use Qanats are now switching to higher yield, less sustainable, industrial deep wells. This is causing the water from the wells to dry up and will potentially be a problem in the future. In conclusion, Qanats were invented near Turkey around 500 BC, and they spread to many of the Middle Eastern societies. They serve as both irrigation and drinking water, and they are now being replaced with less sustainable deep water wells.